right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Gerald Commissiong, the CEO of Todos Medical. And Gerald, it's good to have you back. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you for having
lots
me.
of stuff. Yeah, lots of stuff to talk about with you today. First off, you've released some of your revenue numbers for the month of February, and your sales were really good. In fact, a big increase from the month before. Just give us sort of some of the numbers, and obviously you're very pleased with them.
Yep. We did about 7.1 million for the month of February in sales. That's an increase of about 38% over 5.1 million in the month of January, and that itself was a slight increase over what we did in December. So we've been very pleased, obviously, with our ability to get these labs automated, and then for them to start ordering bulk testing supplies, and then go out and do testing. And our clients have been really good about being able to really get those testing contracts.
Is that the key part of where the revenue was coming from?
Yeah, that's the vast majority of the revenue. Over 95% is really delivering PCR reagents so that our clients can do PCR testing at scale.
Yeah, it sounds to me like this is something that's going to continue for the next little while. As we know, even though there is vaccine going around, there still is a tremendous amount of testing going on also, which is a very important part as we sort of come to the end and hopefully out of this pandemic soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, you cannot find the virus if you don't test for it. And, we found that out last year. It was hiding in all kinds of places. And if we don't test, we're going to lose control of this pandemic. The only way to confirm that the numbers are going down is to test. So we foresee over the next, year to 2 years, as we get out of the pandemic, and we all recognize this is likely to become an endemic virus, something that we have to deal with on an ongoing basis with varying levels of immunity throughout the population, that testing is going to be here to stay. So, what we've tried to do is really build our capabilities so that we can have our clients suck up the testing market in their locales.
Yeah. And not only testing in general, but also testing in certain places. Schools is obviously one that's going to be something that's going to need to be done as people get back into school, especially in the United States. Can you talk sort of about that part of this? There are new places that you're going to have lots of testing in.
Yeah, absolutely. As the economy opens up, as people begin to travel, as people get back to work, of course, kids have to go back to school. And we all know at this point, the vaccines have not been tested on young children. So really the best defense that these young children have is going to be testing and isolating those people who are positive and trying to catch them as early as possible. So monitoring ongoing routine testing, and really schools are well set up to do that. So the CDC came out with recent guidelines around what they want to see with schools. A lot of that has to do with implementing testing programs and getting fast turnaround times. And that's really done through local labs. And that's, what we've tried to foster here with our service offering. So we think schools are going to be a major driver of revenue. Travel is going to be another major driver of revenue. And so we foresee that, this testing market is going to be here to stay. And it's going to be all about those labs that can do large volume and give you fast turnaround times.
Gerald, one of the other things you noted in the news release was about sort of the beforehand, and that's the diagnostic part of it, and at people's risk of infection and things like that. That's another part that you're looking really strongly at.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we've been selling mostly EUA approved tests and all the necessary reagents to our labs. But as this market evolves, we all know rapid tests, point of care tests, and being able to figure out if someone is infective, i.e. able to infect someone else rapidly early on in an asymptomatic phase is where it's at. So we're developing a proprietary test around something called the 3CL protease. That's a vital protease for the coronaviruses to replicate, including COVID-19. And so being able to identify the presence of the 3CL protease in people, will really allow you to say, okay, this person's sick, this person is potentially going to infect other people. Now, then let's go see if that is COVID-19 or some other coronavirus like the common cold. But you'll be able to isolate people a lot faster with much higher sensitivity. And that really is going to drive, that's a proprietary product that can be distributed worldwide, and it's going to drive adoption. And it will likely start to cut into some PCR sales. But for us as a company, that will really broaden our base. So, we see that innovation like that's going to come to the market. It's necessary. evolution as, COVID testing goes from something that is, kind of new and unique to something that is just, part of everyday life.
Okay. And last question, just some thoughts on the American Recovery Act. I know that's obviously, you've been watching it very, very closely. Just your initial reaction on that.
Well, we're very pleased that the government responded with a bill that has the scale to address the issues that we're facing as we look to reopen. It's pretty clear, schools are going to need testing, prisons need testing, nursing homes need testing. Testing goes hand in hand with vaccinations, because you only know if a vaccine is working for you if you can go out and test for the antibodies or the T cells to show that you've adopted that immunity. So, testing and vaccination efforts go hand in hand. And we think that there's, significant money in this bill to be able to really deploy that at scale. And our customers, our clients, and our own infrastructure is really set up to benefit from that.
All right. Gerald, thank you so much. Great update. Good to talk to you again, and we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks.
All right. There's Gerald Commissiong, the CEO of Todos Medical.